They told me my father was an angel. Not metaphorically, not a saint. An actual angel. Wings, light, the whole thing. I used to laugh it off. Another delusion from my drunk, half-mad mother. But now I believe her. Because something is happening to me. My reflection is changing. My dreams aren't dreams anymore. And last night, I watched a man step through my TV screen. A man with my face. If I told you I was becoming something else, something not entirely human, would you believe me? Let me tell you what really happened. From the beginning. I don't remember my mother ever being sane. Madness was part of our house. It soaked into the walls, into the carpets, into every breath I took growing up. I don't remember my mother ever being sane. From the moment I was born, the house I lived in was filled with her madness. The tattered curtains that were never washed, the TV always on, blaring religious broadcasts, the silence that followed her nightly sobbing. But most of all, I was terrified of the Virgin Mary icon, cracked, faded, and I swear I felt her watching me. My mother reeked of alcohol from morning to night. I never saw my father, and when I asked about him, she would say, with cracked lips and wild eyes, "Your father is an angel, Michael, a real angel." At 5, I believed her. I even bragged to my friends. They mocked me for years. No matter how often she repeated her tale, no matter how many religious channels she forced me to watch, I stopped believing. When I hit my teens, it got worse. I was angry, rebellious. I called her crazy to her face, begged her to tell me the truth. But instead, in her drunken episodes, she would scream about my sacred blood, gripping her broken rosary like a weapon. "He burned with light when he came to me. You carry his blood." I stopped listening. At 18, I ran. I left the rotting house, its flickering yellow light and walls that peeled like skin. I told people I was an orphan. I fought anyone who insulted her, even when I hated her. My only good memory is from a day at the beach. She held my hand. We watched the sea. Then she looked to the sky and whispered, "When will you come, my love?" After I moved out, I felt watched. I chalked it up to stress, saw a psychologist, but the feeling never left. Once I nearly got hit by a car, but something made me jump back. Another time, I stopped walking, and a second later, a massive tree branch crashed down. Then came the voicemails. 11 of them. The first were sobs and drunken mumbles, but the last chilled me. "He's coming for you. Your father. He came. Specifically for you." I hadn't spoken to her in years. The next morning, I got a call from the hospital. My mother had been institutionalized. I barely kept from laughing. It wasn't funny, just inevitable. The nurse said, "We need you to collect your belongings. There's something strange in the house." I returned reluctantly. The same rotten stench. Her things packed in a clear container. Old photos of her smiling before the madness. But two things stood out. A massive black feather and a thick journal. Both rested on a shelf above her bed. Then I saw the walls. Symbols in ash and chalk. A large figure, wings outstretched, drawn in what looked like blood, all hidden behind posters and furniture. In the center, a figure with wings and arms stretched wide. Its eyes were hollow, and it had been hidden the whole time. That night, I tried to sleep in my apartment. I closed the windows but woke up freezing. The window was open. There were claw marks on the windowsill. Then came the noises. Not rats. No scratching like that. It was slow, deliberate. Like something was being carved into the walls. I didn't sleep. I just sat, waiting, listening. The journal felt warm in my hands, like it had its own pulse. I opened it. At first, it was just a mother's notes. My birth, her love, her fears, how my eyes reminded her of his. Then the entries darkened. He came to me again. He said he would take our son, despite promising not to. The neighbors saw him. They heard him in the attic. They know who fathered my child. He said he'll come for our son soon. How could he lie to me? He said I would go, not our son. I won't let him take our son. I'll stop him, even if it kills me. I dropped the journal. I couldn't breathe. That night I dreamt of wings. Not white and fluffy. These were jagged, black with gold roots, burning. A voice called my name. Michael. It wasn't a voice, it was a vibration, a pressure in my bones. I woke up to the sound of feathers sliding across the floor, but when I looked, nothing, just dust, and the smell of burnt meat and fresh grass. I saw him in mirrors, his eyes in reflections. The power in my apartment flickered constantly. TVs turned on to static. Blood would drip from my nose without warning. I went to a priest, not because I believed, but because I was desperate. He sat on a bench, reading. But the moment I entered, he looked up, tense. "What brings you here, my son?" "My father," I said. "I need to know if it's possible he's an angel." He froze, shut his book, and looked at me like I wasn't human. "Who told you that?" "My mother. He's been coming to me." The priest grabbed my shoulders. His hands were like marble. "That is not an angel. Not one sent by God. There are others. Older, rejected. If one of them is your father, he did." Something shifted in me, like a truth waking up inside my chest. And I thought, maybe I never was human. The dreams turned into waking visions. I'd blink. Feathers. Turn. His face behind curtains. My face, but wrong. When they told me my mother had died, I smelled it again. Burnt feathers, cinnamon, sulfur, and grass. I heard her voice. "He's so proud of you, Michael. He finally took me. Don't be afraid. He'll take you too. You'll have a role, a higher purpose." Then the TV turned on. Static. The image flickered, then a silhouette. Wings spread wide. Each frame it came closer. And then, a hand emerged from the screen. Long, twisted fingers. Glowing. Shadowed. "You are ready." He stepped through the screen like it was smoke. He was tall, thin, wrapped in metallic wings. His face was mine, but ancient and broken. "We are one family again, Michael." I blacked out. When I woke up, my back ached like it was splitting apart. My blood looked dark, almost black. My reflection didn't look like me anymore. The wings were growing. My skin peeled. My teeth fell out. Sharper ones grew in. I didn't sleep anymore. Didn't eat. Everything tasted like ash. I started hearing voices in pipes, in mirrors, in my own skull. prayers in languages I didn't know. Michael, my father's voice whispered, "You were born for ascension. My ancient blood flows in you." Yesterday, I saw the sky split. Wings everywhere. Thrones made of spinning eyes. Choirs that screamed. And he stood among them. Soon, he says, I'll walk between dimensions when the wings are ready. 2 more days. Now my bones bend light. The air moves when I breathe. I don't fear anymore. I accept. My mother is among them. He says, I'll continue the bloodline. I'll shine like he does. And I believe him. Amen.